Welcome to A Parent's Guide to Understanding a Running Record, a reading assessment often used to determine a child's reading grade for report cards. A running record is a timed reading of a new short passage or story read out loud with the number of words read recorded minus the errors made. This is an example of a running record for a mid-first grade read. The expectation is that a student will read between 20 and 40 words per minute with an accuracy percentage of 95% to be considered fluent. The teacher will have a scoring form and the child will read. As the child reads, the teacher follows along on her scoring form. She will document how many words were read and how many errors were made. After the timed reading of the running record, then the accuracy percentage is calculated. The first part is to determine the correct words per minute. So we take 41, the words read, minus the 2 word errors, and that equals 39. So 39 is the correct words per minute. Then we take 39 and divide it by 41. 41 was the number of words that the child read. Then we multiply that by 100. We come out to 95.12195%. Then we round it off to 95%. This child has met the fluency rate for a proficient reader. When a child has scored proficient in fluency, we then move on to the comprehension questions. But before that, what happens if the child is not proficient? That is what we are going to look at next. Running records are built on the reading skills already taught or being taught. So when a child isn't proficient, the mistakes he or she make inform the teacher of what reading skills the child needs more support with and the instruction that will be provided. And looking at our example, 18 of the 45 words are sight words that were taught in kindergarten. 15 out of 45 were words that were taught in kindergarten. 3 out of 45 are sight words in first grade, and 3 out of 45 are phonics patterns taught in first grade. Sight words make up the majority of words in first grade passages and short stories. So it is so important for kids to know these words and read them with automaticity and without hesitation. So if errors consisted of sight words taught in kindergarten, the teacher would begin instruction with review of the sight word lists. Flashcards are a great way to teach kids sight words. Kids need to read them without hesitation and by sight. They need to know them with automaticity. And a great way to make a set of flashcards are to print them on labels. I use the labels from Staples, and then I have index cards. So what I do is print them out and peel them and then place them on index cards. And I continue with that until all of the words are on cards and I have a complete set of each level. Put them all together and then have my complete set. And as you saw with the complete set, I also put a dot in the corner, and each level has a certain dot. So level 1 would have a level green dot. All the words in the next level will have a different color, so that helps me to organize the cards, and it also helps me to organize who has mastered what lists of cards and who needs more practice. Additional kindergarten sight word activities and lists can be found on this YouTube channel under the playlist How Parents Can Teach Sight Words. The passage also consisted of 15 out of 45 words that were word families taught in kindergarten: the at family, am family, all family, ig family, og family, and ought family. If kids made errors in this area, the teacher would have them review and practice word families. Kindergarten word family activities and lists can be found on this channel in the playlist How Kindergarten Parents Can Teach Short Vowel Sounds. This passage only had 3 first grade sight words. However, as the year progresses, there will be several more first grade sight words in the passages and the short stories kids will be reading. There are 6 lists of sight words that kids are expected to know by the end of first grade. I have included them in this video for your reference and if kids need additional practice. I also place them on index cards as was demonstrated for the kindergarten sight word lists. And there were 3 out of 45 words that had phonics patterns that were currently being taught in first grade: the R-controlled vowel, CH digraph, silent E, and the st ending blend. Support with first grade digraph activities and lists can be found on this YouTube channel under the playlist How to Teach Digraphs and Blends. Now let's go back to the fluent reader who will move on to the comprehension questions. To be considered a proficient reader at their current grade level, they need to understand what they are reading. It is important to note that comprehension questions at this level are literal and can be found directly in the passage or story. Let's look at the first question. Where do Sam and Matt like to go? It was found directly in the passage that the student just read. They go to the park. The answer to the second question is also in the passage. Matt can run and play ball. And question 3, the answer is he is brown and found in the passage. And the last question, the answer is found in the passage. Matt is Sam's best friend. Now we are going to look at the expectations of an end-of-year first grade running record. The expectation for the number of correct words per minute is now 40 to 60 words with 95% accuracy. That has increased from 20 to 40 words to now 40 to 60 words. The passages are longer and consist of more first grade sight words and words with phonics patterns taught in first grade. Not only has the expectation for the number of correct words per minute increased, so has the complexity of text. There are longer passages, more words, smaller print. Plus transition words. In this example, they are after and then. There are ending digraphs, long OO digraphs, and word patterns with silent letters. There are also words with the word endings S and ING. For support with first grade digraph activities and lists, go to Playlist How First Grade Parents Can Teach Long Vowel Sounds. There are specific lessons for the long double O sound, as in food, and there is a specific lesson for word endings, and it includes ED, S, and ING. As in our earlier example, when children reach the 95% rate for fluency, then they are asked comprehension questions. In this example, we're going to have 1 inference and 3 literal questions. Our first one is an inference question. Why does Matt take a nap? It does not state that directly in the text or the passage. It is inferred, and the answer is he's tired from playing ball. The next 3 comprehension questions are all literal and found right within the passage. What color is the rug? Red and yellow. What does Matt do after his nap? Eats dog food. And our last one, then what does he want? To go for a walk. For your reference, I have added a chart that shows the running record expectation for kids in mid-first grade to the end of 5th grade. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe. And as always, I will have a link for all the templates used in this video in the description section.